Hi, I'm Amy, and welcome to Highly Articulated Toy Reviews. I am here with Kyle, and today we're going to be talking about
the Mondo 1/6 scale Scareglow that was recently released. Here's a good image of the packaging right here. And then we can take a look at the back, which is even better. I love that image of him right there. So initially, it pops open with magnets here to give you a view of the figure. I took out some of the saran wrap, plastic wrap that was kind of making it very hard to see him, so that you can get a little better view of him in the box.
Pre-unwrap.
Alright, so it's a pretty easy unboxing here. We did some of it for you. Alright, and we'll take that box. Alright, so he comes packed with this, just like this, but he also has an accessory pack that comes underneath him. So the cape was packed underneath, we'll get to that. This was packed underneath. A couple swords, of course his scythe, and a stand. Alright, that was taped shut. I cut the tape so that we could get going here. Alright, so first things first, the key to Castle Grayskull. Really cool. Mondo, if you're not familiar, they make highly collectible toys. They're always really well done, really high quality resin or plastics, always, every time. So, try to pop the figure. Oh, it came out very easily. I love that. Okay, he stands about 12 inches tall because he's a 1/6 scale figure. I don't see any paint issues on the back. Joints are nice and stiff, which is great.
We talked a little bit about whether or not he glows in the dark, and we're not exactly sure.
I'm almost certain his hands and feet glow in the dark. I can't remember if I paid $150 or $160. I mean, they're not the cheapest figures in the world. Highly articulated head.
We'll do a test on the glow and pop it in the comments, let you know.
Yeah. We have enough light here to power this guy up for a while. So that's basic out of the figure. 2 clenched fists, which you can almost do nothing with. So let's get to business here.
Some alternate hands.
They pop off nice and easy. Yeah, I think we want to hold the Scythe of Doom is what we want to do. So one slightly open one that's kind of like a magic casting hand, and then we have a gripper, which is going to be better for the sword, for the scythe handle. So we'll put the right hand in like this. If you want to attach the key, looks like you're going to want to do it before.
And it'll just kind of
before, yeah. We'll do it on his other hand though. Okay, popped in, no problem. Pop this one off. No problem. Why not? Why don't we try this slightly open hand here and we'll get this.
He has another key as well. Is that part of it?
Yeah, Scareglow is a very mysterious character in the Masters of the Universe world.
Do tell.
He was never featured in the original Filmation cartoon. He was never featured in the 2002 reboot of the cartoon. Most information we have about him is from the mini comic he came with. In a nutshell, he was brought back by Skeletor to help him find and raise all the evil warriors in the 5 dimensions. This information on this package is the information that the Classics, Master of the Universe Classics, has decided to add to him. I am noticing some paint rubs on the shoulder, right there.
Just from the
and right there. Fresh out of the package. Not ideal. Not the end of the world. But they do not come off. So, keep that in mind, I suppose.
You have to check me on the stand.
Yeah, let's get the Scythe of Doom, perhaps the coolest weapon in the Masters.
Also came with another.
Comes with an additional handle to pop in down at the bottom, which actually feels sturdier than some of the other. I do own the Mondo Faker and Skeletor. And I like them a lot. I have almost no complaints. The Faker, maybe a few complaints here and there, but the Skeletor is an amazing figure. He's gripping the scythe really pretty well. So
As big as he is.
you do not need really that second hand to be a gripped hand. It can just kind of be like, he stands perfectly. I
So he may not even
you don't need the stand. And the stand is very basic. It's the same stand that comes with every figure. We'll get to the stand, I guess, at the end.
Got swords.
He comes with 2 swords, but nothing to hold them with. Faker and Skeletor have a sheath or something in the back to hold at least one weapon. He's got nothing. So you can't display, it's either the scythe or a sword in each hand, I guess. And it's almost the exact sword that came with Skeletor. Not exactly, but you can get a good view of it. It's really highly detailed and well painted. Really, I mean, beautiful, really. But nowhere to really use it, unfortunately, unless you're gonna double sword him here. Probably gonna have to pop his head off to get it on. I'm thinking, maybe not. Yep, I think we are.
The interesting thing I noted when we took it out of the box, it has a wire in there to help it stand.
Yeah.
So however you want to mold it.
It does, which is nice. I can't remember
Blowing
if
the wind
Skeletor's cape had that, but it does have a wire in there, which is nice. All right, so you have to take his head off to get it on, which isn't that big of a deal at all. If you get a good grip, that's what I...
Careful.
There we go. All right, so you're gonna have to work to get it the way you want it, but again, it does. I like the wire feature. It's like the old Nightcrawler tale of the 90s when you can mold it any way you wanted. And again, he stands perfectly. You know, and the cape, like you said, let's see what we can like that. That's kind of neat.
Depending on how you want to display, or if you want to take any pictures, or
right. You know that, like, it could look like it's blown in the wind. You could definitely keep it like that. It stays on its own.
So, what do you think overall? Worth the money spent?
If you are a massive He-Man fan, like I am, then yes, it's definitely worth the money. It's a beautiful figure for display. This is not necessarily something I'd buy a small child, clearly. Obviously, it's an adult collectible. I think they could have added some things. And maybe we might even be able to do it at the end here, because we got a big old shiny light shining right in my face and his face. And honestly, it's kind of like the reverse color scheme of the traditional Scareglow. Usually the bones are painted black and the whole body is glow plastic. And that was the biggest gripe when people saw this. And I agree, they should have stuck that way. It wasn't enough to keep me from buying it, clearly. But they probably should have stuck to the original theme. After all, he's one of the most sought-after characters from the original line, one of the most sought-after characters from the Classics line. People love him, even though he's never even been in a cartoon, because he is just badass, let's be honest. I mean, he's a skeleton with a massive scythe, and he wants to take over basically all of Eternia, so what's not to like? Let's see if we can try to turn the lights off and see if he glows. His bones do glow. It's not, we didn't get him real charged. I should have known better. Mondo usually doesn't disappoint. So his bone, the paint does glow. I'm very pleased. Well then, overall he just went up definitely a couple notches in my book. You know what's, if I was a consumer and I didn't need to own him, I might wait and see if he would go on sale or get him on the secondhand market. But if I was a massive fan, then yeah, then I'm having to have him.
Worth it.